Why are you getting nothing done with your life? That's the first question on today's list. Let's get right into it. I'm recording, sorry, at a bad spot. There's cars, got a little lake in the background near my house, and let's go. So we really just need to start doing, prep time is over. I have a list of things on my computer right now as I'm outside. I'm gonna show you. You see that, I hope you can see that. And yeah, I got my little camcorder here, my little camera. Let's get right into it. I've been prepping so much in this whole web design thing and the whole personal brand thing. I write every day. I'm doing different things. I want to sign up for this different course. I'm designing stuff. And honestly, if my goal is to start a business of some sort, I need to get a client right now and start working with them. If my goal is to learn, I need to do things that cause me to learn, aka projects, building, writing. And I'm kind of all over the place still. And earlier I was writing, and we're not starting the business. Like, you can't do that many things at once, and it's very easy for me to prep this business thing. I could go prep my revenue streams, what my monetization methods are going to be, my business model, how I'm going to do my marketing, how I'm going to operate the business, my sales, how that's going to look, my sales process. And doing all of that honestly is just a drain. So I'm just going to start doing whatever makes sense for the sake of learning. That's the key. I'm done with prep. I'm done with thinking about what I'm gonna do. I just been doing things on a small scale level, but we really need to dive into the work and just start doing things. That's the first thing. So if you're not getting anything done right now with whatever you're trying to do, you're listening to this, please stop prepping and just start doing. And let me know how you guys like these new style videos as well. I'm not prepping these videos, we're just doing. Again, some more of it. I'm not editing these very heavily. That's like point number 8 or 9. You'll see it. Keep watching. What are your priorities in environment like? That's another thing that's been around my head. First of all, my environment right now is crazy. I'm outside. This is not a good environment to be a web designer, because guess what? There's no Wi-Fi. So if I'm trying to start a web design company / learn anything about web design, this makes no sense. To be outside doing it. But yeah, I figured out I like quieter environments to work. I like to be uninterrupted. Sometimes music and headphones, sometimes not. What do your environments look like? That's the thing. I'll challenge you with that. And honestly, I feel like these videos right now are not that in depth. I need some more depth, and I might start writing these out. But for right now, going to the first point, we're just doing and seeing where this goes. I do think it's so important as well to have priorities. Is my priority to make content? Is my priority to be a web designer? Is my priority to teach people on their personal brand? What is my priorities? And that's something I've been thinking about as well. I have a hard time prioritizing because there's so many things I want to do, but you can't do everything. We're in a world where you can do almost anything, but you can't do everything. And so you really got to pick, you really got to choose, you got to be careful with what you do. I think that, seek the kingdom of God and all things will be added to you. But I think that priority-wise, I have to focus on writing. I was gonna say web design, but on writing. Because that's where all my ideas come from, that's where all my content comes from, that's how I organize my day a lot of the times. And then web design after that. And anything else comes after that. But web design, so actually doing like design work, I'm talking about being in Figma and Webflow. Figma and Webflow, that's what web design equals for me right now. And then also writing, so daily journaling, LinkedIn post. Journaling for YouTube video ideas, and I'll get into a little bit later how I'm going to structure that, so keep watching. I refuse to edit my videos at the moment, guys. Like, there's no way I'm going to edit videos. You're telling me I'm going to sit down for 10 hours and just go and edit a great video? I am considering sitting down for like 3 hours and editing a video. Maybe that's where it comes to boundaries and prioritization. But guys, you will not find me editing a Mr. Beast style video or someone who's just elite at editing, because there's so many other things I want to do, and editing it's cool and I like it, but I don't love it to the point where I wanted that to take away from other things. So I'm not going to be editing these heavily. As you see, I'm kind of cutting these up. These are a little choppy, a little bit more raw. And there's people literally screaming at me right now as I'm like on the road. People are just talking, like they're like yelling out of their car as they see me here kind of vlogging, which is really cool, really fun. I used to watch YouTubers who used to do this, and now I'm kind of becoming one of them. Funny how things come full circle in life, right? But yeah, I'm not gonna be editing these heavily. I hope you like this style. gonna be much more raw. That's just me. If you wanna be here for me, be here for what I have to say. I'm not here to try to captivate you and get you ADHD minded and ADHD plugged, in the sense of using all these marketing tricks and tactics to keep your attention. Like, I'm not gonna say like you're in class, but if you want to listen, great. If you don't want to listen, I'm gonna try to make it structured though and a little bit entertaining. So how about that? But at the end of the day, the better I make this raw content, the better I will be able to portray myself, and hopefully the more value I can deliver with this content, and hopefully the more entertaining it is just off rip. So let me know what you think. We're gonna do minimal editing. So yeah. Have you found that your days just suck? Yeah, I'm asking that question. But I have found personally for me that the days are just way better when I started with God. Like, I'm doing Proverbs of the day. If you guys aren't familiar with the Bible, as this book in the Bible called Proverbs essentially translates to just straight up wisdom, written by King Solomon, who was granted a ton of wisdom from God. And it's straight up wisdom. It's things like, I was gonna say, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. That's one of the Proverbs. But one of the Proverbs is like, be slow to anger. A harsh word stirs up anger. Stuff like that. It also talks about things like when the wise listen, when the wise are instructed, they only become wiser. It talks about how to be a fool, how not to be a fool, how to be wise, what things to value, what things to not. Gain riches over time, little by little, and they will like essentially be more permanent, or they'll actually last. But he who gains something quickly will also be taken away quickly. A lot of things like that, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but starting my day off with God has been amazing. It gets my head in the right space. Proverbs of the day, I still need to get better with reading some other books in the Bible. I was reading Luke the other day, but my challenge to you is to go out there and read the Bible a little bit. Start your day off with God, whether that's prayer, whether that's the Bible, maybe both. Spend time with God in some capacity, and it'll change your life. It'll truly change your days. So try that. You have 50 million thoughts running through your head every single day, don't you? Well, I'm here to tell you to be more selective with your thoughts and your time. I'm also talking to myself right now too, because not every single thought that enters your head you have to entertain. I'm very curious, so a lot of times I'm like, I get a thought or I see something, I'm like, interesting, what the heck? Let me think about this in a really deep way, in a really like, how does this relate to the universe, and how does this relate? How is the sunset related to the tree, and then the tree is somehow a metaphorical statement for how I see growth in my life, and then when a tree falls, it's like me and my ego falling down and me humbling myself. It's like so easy for me to just start yapping and talking about stuff like that. And so honestly guys, I'm trying to get better at filming this. Be selective with your thoughts. Not all your thoughts are for your goals. Not all your thoughts are for God. Not all your thoughts are from God. Not all your thoughts are from you. Some of them are from the devil, from the enemy. So like, literally, be selective with your thoughts. Be careful what you're thinking. Your thoughts kind of manifest into reality a little bit too. So be careful with that. Be picky, man. Be picky with what you're thinking about. Yeah, that's my thing for today with this segment. I think that'll help me also with prioritization, because if I'm not thinking about all these different things, I'll be able to prioritize what matters and think deeper on the things that matter, going deep instead of wide. And that'll be great. So be picky. And with that, like, saying no, guys, like, say no to new thoughts that are not for you, that are against you. Say no to new projects that are not for you, that are against you. Say yes to the ones that are, but say no. Say no. If you're already doing something, just say no. There's certain periods of your life. If you're already doing a ton of things, just say no to new things. And I'm all about trying new things. That's part of my problem as well. But there comes to be a point where you can't. The new things that you're saying yes to, for whatever reason, whether you're curious, whether to get outside your comfort zone, whether because someone said it, you should go do it, your friend said you should go do it, unless God tells you. But if you're saying yes to everything, you're essentially saying no to the other things that you said. Like you have a limited amount of yes and no's. You have a limited amount of yeses. You have an infinite amount of no's. So use them wisely. If you already got too many yeses on your plate, you got to say no, man. You just don't have that card. You're playing poker. You don't got the card, man. You're playing Uno. You don't have that green 7. You only have reds right now. Means you're busy. So say no. This video is taking me a little longer than I thought. And one reason being is because I did not schedule it in, and I don't even know what I'm doing right now. To my point, do you ever feel like, I feel like I'm in like an ad, do you ever feel like you just don't have enough time for anything? Because I'm realizing I have to schedule things into my life. Schedule time for work, schedule time to make videos, schedule time for my hobbies. Like, what in the heck is going on here? So you have to schedule time for everything, because random things pop up all the time. On my point about like saying no is like, you got to say no to random things sometimes too. Some things you can't say no to, unfortunately. My biggest thing here is like, yeah, I'm just reading my thing. Scheduling time for hobbies is crazy, but I'm finding I need to do that. Like, if I want to learn guitar, I want to learn Spanish. These are just random things not related to the channel per se, but I mean, I guess they're related to me, which is kind of the channel a little bit. It's like, I got to schedule these in. Like, okay, in the morning, I'm going to read Spanish for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Otherwise, it just doesn't happen because it doesn't enter my brain. So be selective with these thoughts, right? Select the things you're going to do. Intentionality, I think that's the word. Intentionality, be intentional, guys. Also, I hope this kind of goes viral because this is kind of fun to make right now, by the way. So, yeah, I'm just a big yapper. Real quick thing, guys. Does the future exist? The answer is no, not yet. Does it ever exist then? No, because the present only exists. Does the past exist? I mean, it existed, but it doesn't exist right now. And what I'm trying to say is the only thing that matters is right now. So don't overthink it. Do not overthink it. Start now. Do something now. Start slow. Start where you are. Start where you're at. And don't go too crazy if you don't need to. I've been overthinking a lot, trying to prep too much, trying to do this exact thing perfectly. I need to figure out how to spend less time doing things, but also be more productive. That's like a paradox of life. How can I do more with less? Sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not. So, and also, why am I trying to do more with less? Am I trying to be a productivity like maniac? I need to be more content with some of the things I'm already doing and seeing the progress. It's not a race, is what I'm realizing as well, guys. It's really not a race. So do things at your pace. Don't overthink it, and I think you'll get farther than you think just by doing things at your own pace. That being said, don't be lazy though. It talks about in the Bible. Lazy. I've heard this is not from the Bible. Sorry, but lazy feet don't eat. Yeah. So don't be lazy. Work hard, but don't stress about where you're at. That's what I'm trying to say. Balance and calibration over a complete lifestyle change, guys. Hey, you guys see this? Look at this. Look at that. Yep. Well, you see the lake and you see me. There we go. Balance and calibration over complete lifestyle change. You guys ever feel like you just want to throw everything out the window and restart your life? Maybe at 3 a.m. Yeah, me too. Just kidding. But sometimes, point being with this is like, I'm finding that trying to balance things into my life slowly but surely is way better than I'm going to go 365 degree turn my whole entire life around in 2 days. Find that to be very helpful. Just implementing things slowly but surely. You can cut things out of your life immediately if you needed to, but it's much harder to add something like that, right? So if you guys need to try to balance out your life, I'm going to try to calibrate. I'm going to try to get closer to my ideal, right? So you're here, but you're trying to get in the middle rather than going from here to here to here to here. You know what I mean? So just try to do that. That's something I'm trying to do. I realize my flash does not work when I am recording like this. I guess only pictures, but that's cool. See you guys in the next point. If you have no metric for success, does that mean you're a success? I'm gonna say that again real quick. Hold on, because I want to make this like the intro. If you have no metric for success, does that mean you're a success? That's a goose. All right. But yeah, if you have no metric for success, does that mean you're a success? Like, if you're not judging yourself, does that mean that you're free? Does that mean you're successful? If you're not, I have to be this, I have to be doing that, does that mean you're successful? You're already successful once you give your life to God, in the sense that you don't have anything more. Like, you have more things that you can do, right? But it's not like somehow your, like, salvation, I'm just going to use the words, like, salvation is determined on what you then do because of faith. You know what I mean? It's not because of you. So if you don't have a definition for success, if you don't have a thing to, like, if you are not living your life by any metric that is because of you or about you, or because I'm doing something or not doing something, or I got to this level in something or this level. It's like, if it's binary, I'm successful or I'm not. Or straight up, if you just have no definition of success, does that mean you're successful? But I guess maybe not. Because if you have no definition for success, then how can you be successful within that? Because you haven't even provided a framework to be successful. I don't know. If your definition for success is having no success, but that also doesn't make sense either, because then you have to measure it. Essentially, I've just been pondering about that. It was a random thought too. I just wanted to put it in here for fun. And I don't even need to look down. We'll go into the next thing here. I got it. All right, guys, let's talk about legacy. I have a whole rant about legacy. And I used to think about legacy, and I used to kind of try to understand it. But I feel like if you focus on legacy, you're never going to be successful. So let's say my legacy is, and I was just talking about success in the last thing. Oh, gosh. If my legacy is, okay, I want to leave this inheritance, I want to be known for this, like when I die, this and this. It's like, okay, cool. So I'm going to use the numbers real quick. Let's say I want to be able to leave my children 3 houses. Okay. Why not 5 houses? Why not 7? Why not 20 houses? Right? And then if you're like, well, okay, 3 houses, I'm doing my best, I'm doing good enough. Why are you comfortable with that? Why are you comfortable with the fact that it's only 3 and not 5? And this is not even how I think. I'm just not even focusing on legacy. But I'm also a 20-year-old guy without like children or anything. So like, I don't really have that mentality. I do want to leave a legacy, but I'm not like focused on it. And I'll get into my point in a sec. But with that being said, it's like, okay, so if you want to have some sort of legacy, right? And you want to, like, I feel like it's also another way to maybe control your narrative after you die. It's like, when you die, you already have very little control of things in your life. Like, I wake up and I'm like, thank you, Lord Jesus, that I'm alive, first of all. Second thing is, like, I don't know what the heck's going to happen in the day. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? I can plan, so I have little control. When you die, you have even less control. Like, you literally can't, like, you're not here. You know what I mean? No matter how many rules, laws, what kind of trust you put it in, all this and that. It's like, you're literally not here. Okay, so let's start there. And then, I just don't understand why if you spend your whole life just trying to build a legacy, I guess if that is your main purpose in life, to build a legacy, you will never ever be successful in that or reach it, because you could always do more. And this kind of goes back to my last point perfectly. You could always do more for your legacy, always. And then, are you really living your life? So I'm much more like, live your purpose. So for me, like, that's Jesus, like the Bible, like God, like all that whole spiel. And I can get into that in more episodes. Worship God with every single thing that you do. Because honestly, these other things that you can chase, like money, legacy, earthly legacy, like fame, they're all gonna wither and they're all pointless. So that's where I'm at. Like, I don't know who this video is for. I don't know if it helps. These are just my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's pretty crazy. I don't know if I'm gonna be making more videos like this in the future. These geese are like, I don't know what they're doing, but they're coming to say hi. So say hi to them. So yeah, I'm gonna peace out. I hope you guys have a great day. Catch you later.